welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing really well. My curry recipes have been really popular and this was requested by one of you for me to make a Chinese style curry, so that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to switch it up slightly, going to show you what I mean by that just in terms of how we're cooking it. But super easy as always. I never make anything too complicated. It's going to be super yummy. So we've got the Chinese chicken curry and then we are going to have egg fried rice with it. It's going to be so tasty. I'm really excited for this one. I can almost taste it. I'm starving. I'm trying to be in a calorie deficit and it's so hard, isn't it? But I've saved a lot of calories tonight for this. If anybody's interested, this comes in at just under 600 calories. So it is quite a lot, but it's worth it and you're gonna really enjoy it. Just starting my little bit of prep this morning for my Chinese chicken curry that I'm making tonight. For me, it just makes life easier because I get really busy at that time in the evening. We've got basketball tonight. Just too much going on, and I'm sure other mums and dads can relate to this. So here I have got my pepper chopped up, so it's a whole red pepper, and I've got half an onion and I've just sliced that. So that is ready. Put that to one side. Obviously I'm going to put it in an airtight container, put it in the fridge, so that will be fine for tonight. My chicken will be going in here, but I'm actually defrosting a couple of chicken breasts at the moment. So I'm going to put into there just a quarter of a teaspoon of white pepper. And with that, I'm going to put a tablespoon of soy sauce. And then that will penetrate the chicken and get that ready for cooking. So again, I'm going to put that to one side until later. And I probably won't show you, but I will put my chicken into that as soon as I can. I've got a chicken stock cube here, or stock pot, like the pots. They've got loads of flavour. I think these are really good. 500 millilitres I'm going to need in there. And then, of course, I'm going to need my rice, and we're going to make the most delicious rice tonight. Now, let's get on to our spices, because that's going to be super important to make this taste like an amazing curry. So, start off with, I've got curry powder here. You can use whichever curry powder you wish to, and we want a tablespoon. And then Chinese 5 spice. I need a teaspoon of that. Some ground turmeric. Colour is intense with this. And with that one, we need, where are we? Half a teaspoon. There you go. Some chili powder. I've just got a mild one. You can use a spicier one if you prefer. It's not a great deal. Half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of salt. What about half a teaspoon of sugar? In here, I've got some paprika and another half a teaspoon. Now, I'm making this for 2 people. Probably will serve 2 to 3. So you can double up these quantities of spices if you're making it for like 4, 5, 6. And then my very last ingredient is a teaspoon of corn flour. And let's get that in the bowl with those. Brilliant. All of the spices are ready to go. In my rice tonight, I'm going to make a little bit more of an interesting one. So we're not just going to do plain rice. We're going to have rice, and I'm going to use chicken stock in it. And we're going to put some peas and carrots. And we are going to fry it at the end. So this is a bit more of an interesting one. So the actual cooking method of this is going to be slightly different. We're going to put the curry in the pot and the rice in the bottom. And then that way we can put it on to sear and saute at the end. And we can add an egg, spring onion, a bit of sesame oil, and just fry it off. And I just think that's going to be really, really yummy with this Chinese style curry. And of course, I like to try new things and show you different things. So we will give this a go tonight. So just dicing this carrot up. My peas are just going to be frozen out of the freezer, so I don't need to do anything with that. You can add a little bit of onion, but as I'm going to put spring onion into this at the end, I'm not going to actually bother putting any in the rice. But you can add definitely an onion if you want to, or half an onion. Right, let's get started. We're on sear and saute. We've got some spray oil in the bottom here. We've got our pepper and onion from earlier, and I have got the chicken here, which has been marinating in that soy sauce and white pepper. So now what I'm going to do is add in the spices to the chicken. And let's give that a little stir. And then this should be nice and warm, and I'm going to chuck the chicken in with the peppers and the onions, and we're just going to get that sort of started as a base. This smells and looks really good. Look at this. Okay, let's get that straight in. And now in with the onions and the pepper. And now I'm just going to fry this off. Just want to brown the chicken slightly, get some colour on the onion and start to soften the peppers down just very slightly. Won't take very long. I'm going to add to this some garlic granules. That's all I've got left, unfortunately. But you can put in some fresh garlic if you prefer. And to this, I'm going to add chicken stock. So I'm just going to bring this now up to a simmer. And then we're ready for the next stage. And normally I cook the curry in the bottom and the rice in the pot. But because I want to make egg fried rice at the end, or become clear what I'm talking about, I'm actually going to do this in reverse. So we're going to make the curry in the pot. In here I've got some frozen peas, 100 grams. So the curry is going to go in with those peas. So I'm going to put that over here on my rack. Now I've just rinsed the pot very quickly, and straight in the bottom I'm putting my rice, and I've rinsed that rice. So I've got 225 grams of rice, and to that I'm adding 250 millilitres of chicken stock. Just give that a little stir, make sure the rice is nicely covered with our stock. And then to that I'm adding peas and carrot. Now I can lower the rack into the Ninja with our curry on top. Simple as that. And lid down, we're ready to go under pressure. Make sure your pressure valve is on seal and that you're over here on your pressure cook option. Now, I believe that you should just continue with something if it works. And this has been working really well with my other curries and rice. Obviously, we have switched it over this time, but let's give it a go and hopefully it will still work like this just as well. So I'm going to go with natural release, and we're going to turn this down to 0 minutes, which always seems a little bit scary, doesn't it? So natural release, high, 0 minutes. Let's go. I can't believe this. I've just had a notification on the screen saying add water. I've never ever had that. So I used 250 mils of water in the bottom for my rice, and I thought that was going to be enough. Maybe because I've got the vegetables, the carrots and the peas. I don't know. I'm a bit baffled by this one, I have to be honest. Should have really stuck to doing it the other way around, shouldn't I? The way that I always do with the rice in the pot. Anyway, I've added some water and I've set it to go under pressure again. How annoying though. Oh my goodness, let's hope it's not ruined. So thankfully we did then come to pressure. I don't know now whether there's going to be too much liquid in there and it's not going to be just perfect. I'm so annoyed. I have thought I shouldn't really put this video on the channel, but then I also thought, do you know what? If anyone can learn from my mistakes as well, then it might help somebody. So we'll see what we've got. Let's see if we can rectify this. And we're just waiting for that natural release to finish. Right, only 8 minutes 30, and it's saying we can open the lid. Let's have a look. Let's have a look where we're at. I'm actually nervous about this. Oh my goodness. Right. Let's get the curry out. and let's have a look at this rice. Okay, well the rice looks cooked, so it's okay. We have caught a little tiny bit on the bottom, but not too much, so not a massive problem. Okay, panic over with the rice. So I'm still undecided whether I'm putting this video up or not right now, but I wanted to show you the finished product if I do end up posting it. So here we go. Here is the curry. I did add quite a lot of corn flour to it and then just put it onto sear and saute because it was just way too runny. The rice actually ended up cooking really well. So to the rice, I've added an egg and fried that, and I've also added some spring onions and some soy sauce with some sesame oil, and it tastes really, really good. It was just a bit of a disaster as I was cooking it. So dinner is eaten, and excuse the lighting in here, it really isn't very good, but I just wanted to come on and explain a little bit about tonight's dinner, what we can do differently, what I messed up, and just where we're going to go from here really. So let's start off with the rice. I just don't like cooking the rice in the bottom of the Ninja pot. Now my non-stick is coming off basically, and I have got a new pot coming, but they've been out of stock for ages. Anyway, that's another issue. I think I should have stuck with doing the rice in the pot in pot method because it always works just so perfectly. However, my son did comment, "Mum, how did you make this rice? It tastes really good." So the rice tasted really nice. So that is a definite positive to this recipe. So no issues with the actual flavour of the rice. So put 250 millilitres of water in that rice, and it was 225 grams. When I do my pot in pot, I don't have any issues with it being the same amount or a little bit more. But in the bottom, it could have been, and I mean, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I think it could have been the fact that I had the peas and carrots in there as well. So I had more quantity than just the rice on its own. Maybe that was the problem. Anyway, so we added more water. We got up to pressure. It was fine. The other thing I messed up on, and I think I'm going to blame perimenopause for this, was I just put way too much liquid in the chicken. I mean, what was I actually thinking? 500 millilitres of stock was just way too much. I don't think my brain was engaging properly with that. So what I would probably do though, you know, when I was searing and sauteing the chicken, frying that off with the onions, peppers, blah, blah, I would probably then add a little bit of flour in as a thickener, and then add your stock, and then that way you're going to get a thicker sauce. But yes, you don't need that amount of liquid clearly. But the reason that I actually did it this way round and did the rice in the bottom, because my thought process was then I could take out the curry, which was going to stay lovely and warm in that pot, no problems. And then I thought in the bottom, I can simply add my egg, my spring onions, and my flavourings, which were a tablespoon of sesame oil and a tablespoon of soy sauce. And I thought I could then create my egg fried rice. But actually, it didn't really work out like that because the rice had got stuck to the bottom, and yeah. So there were a few issues with this. In all honesty, if I'm making this again, because it did taste really good, so flavours were brilliant, I'd just do the rice in the pot with the pot in pot method, curry in the bottom, use the flour, less liquid, and then when I want to make my egg fried rice, to be honest, I would probably just literally simply put a pan on the hob, chuck the rice in, chuck the flavours in, done. Should have done that to start with, but I didn't, so never mind. I'm really sorry today's video wasn't one that worked out perfectly. Hopefully you can tweak it and make it work for you, but flavours were gorgeous. We enjoyed the dinner, and that is really the main thing, and I hope you do like this recipe. Let me know if you give it a go and how you make it to make it the perfect Chinese curry. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. See you soon, bye.